Hello everyone, this is Chicken Ticker. As you know, this is my first video where I'm using my webcam, and what I decided to do is I actually got myself one of those books. Have a look. Look at the price of it, 65p. That is how old this book is. So just to put it in a perspective, on the back of the book, or in the front actually, it says Australian dollars. It costs about 1.8. South African are 1.60. New Zealand dollars 1.80. North American $1.95 for this book. So yeah, as you know, it's quite old book. So what I decided to do is use my webcam and show you guys what this book actually tells you. Is I found them on well, actually I went to the place where you get old books, and I found this book, so I thought get it and then start reading it. So I had a look at it, and it's quite interesting how this book, I think, is probably made around the 70s or the 60s. It's quite interesting how they did it, and loads of the stuff are not available on the internet, and they have loads of information about it here in the book. So today I'm going to show you a few, and I totally recommend you to get it. It's called the just type this thing here, Pernod's History of the World War. Get the special one. I'm getting myself on eBay the German the Allied secret weapons, and the Germany's secret weapons, and this one, as you see, is the tanks. So I'm gonna show you a bit of them, and let's take it. So I'm actually holding my webcam, so it's not that clear, but have a look at this. This is the mouse from the book. It's illustrated from the book, and as you see, it's quite different from the one in the game. The gun, as you see here, is actually a fat end. It's actually got the nozzle brakes, which is different from the one in the game. And if you seen the videos, the shifting, or whatever you call him, the guy in the North American server, he made a video where he went to, was it Kubinka in Moscow, near Moscow, to see the actual mouse, the mouse in the museum, and they went inside. Everything was actually sabotaged, so there's really nothing in there. But in this book, look at the details it's actually done in. Look at the details of work. So as you see here, that's the storage of probably the coaxial cannon, I believe it's 75mm. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then that's where you do you hold the 100. Well, I can't remember the millimeter of the cannon. I don't actually have the mouse myself, but I'll probably get it one day. Although it's really you have to have loads of skills about like driving a heavy tank, and especially the mouse. You know, it's absolutely brilliant if you can drive it like a boss, but usually that's not the case. So so I was thinking, if the Kubinka people in Moscow decided that they need to rebuild the book, maybe they need to have a look at this tank book. It's quite, I don't actually know where they got the source from, but seriously, they actually found out what exactly all this should look like inside a tank. So that is quite amazing where they found it. I don't know. Tell me if you can tell me. Well, and the thing is, it's quite interesting. See that gun on the side? That's the coaxial one, and the main gun is quite interesting. How this actually, well, how it actually looked compared to the one in the museum. Possibly, I had this thought. I don't know if it's true or not. The one in the museum didn't have that end. Maybe in the book they probably got the wrong version, or that in the game it wasn't done correctly to historical accuracy. But I did actually have a couple of pictures to show me. In Kubinka Tank Museum, the mouse in there didn't actually have the muzzle brake. So I was thinking, did the Germans sabotage it so that that it lost the muzzle brake. I'm not sure about it, but have a look. The driver's in the front. The driver's got some sort of control over here, I think. That's the periscopes, whatever you call them. The viewports, probably. And that's clutch and all that lovely stuff. And then that's the suspension system. Just look at how should I say it? Complicated the suspension system actually got done. So that's very interesting. The one in Kubinko, well, just empty space in there, nothing really. And here, as you see, there is a, I believe that looks like a grenade, German hand grenade, possibly. I'm not sure because I don't actually know why they have a hand grenade there. Maybe close quarter combat. I'm not sure, but certainly it's got the details like the bit that they climb on the mouse. I don't actually think they have one in the museum, but I don't know. And interestingly, the gun mantle. This is where I was actually puzzled. It actually looks like the one on the lava. If you know the lava tank, heavy tank, and it actually had in the game, you know, and also in the museum. I never seen this gun mantle on it. And so if we have a look at in the writing, I'm gonna read it out. You won't actually be able to see it. So this the E10, which is apparently 10 to 15 tons, and the E25, which we all know just got introduced in the 8.7, 8.8 patch, 25 to 30 tons, and the E50, and it says 50 ton Panzer replacement. So that's all correct. But what it says is that, I'll read it out, Porsche and the tanks builders, Krupp, whatever you call it, Krupp, had not stopped at producing the mouse. However, for design studies were found that the Krupp for tanks of 110, 130, 150, and 170 tons. So they actually fund tanks in the drawing board where there is 110 tons, 130 tons, 150 tons, and 170 tons. So that probably shows that the Germans probably had some tanks around that category. Wargaming might introduce it, you never know. So they do have designations around that area, you know, plenty of tanks probably. But most interestingly, it says also discovered was a project study for a version of the mouse carrying a 305mm breech loading mortar. So it's a mortar, like artillery type of stuff. The project was named Bear, alright, B-E-A-R, Bear. The most fantastic of all, however, was the preliminary layout of a giant 1,500 ton vehicle with an 800mm gun as an main armament, and two 15cm guns in auxiliary turrets on the rear quarters. Front armor was to be 250mm at 45 degrees. And it was planned to power this monster with four submarine diesel engines. So all this good information I can find in the book, but you can't actually find it anywhere else. Yeah, I only see it in this book. I've been checking for it in the internet. I never found it. And it talks about the E100 and the other stuff. So more coming to that. And by the way, I just found this. E75, 75 tons, is the Tiger and King Tiger replacement, and the E100, the 130 to 140 tons super heavy type. So, and they talk about a little bit about the E100 over here, and it's all good stuff. You know, if you give me write something in the comments, or write something something else, like write something like I would like to see more detailed version of this video, or just give me a thumbs up. And if I get plenty of thumbs up and plenty of comments, then I'll probably decide to make it. But if it's hardly anyone watching it, then I won't do it. But here it says the mouse has an engine which is 1,200 horsepower Daimler Benz, which weighed 180 tons. This tank, crew 6. And armor 240mm max armament. So it is quite interesting. Oh yeah, the gun is 150mm KWK 44L 38 and the 75mm KWK 44L 36. So to be said, this tank is absolutely amazing, and this book is absolutely amazing. I can't wait until I get the Allied Secret Weapon one and show you guys what it's like. And on the way delivering, I got myself the Russian post-war military book. It's the same special thing. It's the same whatever you call it, Pernod's History of the World special. So find yourself some. There's plenty on the internet on sale. They're cheap. I'll probably get my one for like £1 or two. So $2. No. Very interesting book. Quite old. So lots of stuff you can't find on the internet, you might be able to find it in this book. So give it a rate, and I'll see how this video performs.